स्वाध्याय टीवी डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी।
Namaste dear students, I Dr. Himanshu Patel welcomes you from the Chaitanya studio of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Open University. We are in lecture series on Java programming. In last session, we have discussed operator, various types of operators, precedence and how expression is evaluated based on these precedence. We have also discussed what is expression, what is statement and what is block. In today's session, we will discuss two important control statement which is also known as a selection statement, that is if and switch. So, today we discuss various forms of if statement and a switch statement which is a multi-way branching statement. So, our agenda is selection statement and various forms of if conditions are if else statement, nested if statement and if else ladder statement. So, we will take all these statement with example and in last we discuss switch statement with example. We also discussed when to use switch statement and when to use if statement. First of all, we define what is a selection statement. So, selection statements allows you to control the flow of your program execution based upon conditions known only during runtime. That means, the condition is only known at runtime. For example, whether I want to decide the number entered by user is odd or even, that I cannot predict in advance. So, I have to decide at runtime. So, Java provides two statements if and switch which are very powerful and flexible, and these are the statement that you can use to decide the runtime condition and based on condition you can take appropriate action. So, we start with first statement which is if statement. We can say if statement is a conditional branch statement. You can see on the screen the general form of if statement. In if statement, we write down if, which is a keyword, and then we have to mention condition. A condition is any expression that returns a boolean value which is either true or false. So, if this condition is true, then statement 1 is executed, and if this condition is false, then whatever statement that we write down inside else is executed. So, this is how if statement works. Now, these statement may be single statement or may be multiple statement. Now, remember multiple statements if write down inside if block is known as a compound statement, and generally more than one statement is enclosed inside curly braces. So, curly braces is optional if there is only one statement, but it is compulsory if we have more than one statement inside if block and else block. Same condition is applied, multiple statement are enclosed within curly braces. Now, how to use these if statement? Let us take one example. Here we have integer variable n which is assigned value 10. Now, we want to decide whether the value of n is odd or even. So, if number is divisible by 2, we can say number is even, otherwise number is odd. So, in this case our condition is that if number is divisible by 2, which is if n modulo 2 is equal to 0, then we can say number is even, otherwise we can say number is odd. So, here we write down condition inside parenthesis which is n modulo 2 double equals 0. if this condition is true, which is a true in our case, the program will print 10 is even. Suppose value of n is 11, then else part is executed and program will print 11 is odd. So, I hope you understand if else statement through this example. The condition may be anything, but depending on condition whether it is true or false. True if it is true, if part is executed, if it is false, else part is executed. Now, generally else is also optional, so there is no need to write down else, but generally if is used in conjunction with else. The another form is if else, which is nested. So, in case of nested if, an if statement is defined inside another if or else part. Now, when you nested if, an else statement always refer to the nearest if statement, that is within the same block as the else, and that is not already associated with an else. Now, in brief we can say, if we write down another if inside if block or else block, it is known as a nested if, and how it works we understand through one simple example. Suppose we have 3 numbers and we want to decide which number is maximum of 3. So, for that we have code shown on our screen. Now, here we decide, first we decide whether, suppose there are 3 numbers a, b and c, and the condition for a to be maximum is that a should be greater than b and a should be greater than c. So, we write down first, if a is greater than b, that means a is definitely greater than b. Next, what we want to decide is, it is also greater than c. So, if a is greater than b, then and then it execute in statement inside if block. So, inside if block we write down, if a greater than is c, a is already greater than b, and now a is also greater than c. So, what we can say is a is a maximum of 3. So, here inside if there is another if statement. Now, suppose what happens if a is not greater than c? We have write down a is also already greater than b and a is not greater than c, that means maximum number is c. So, inside else of if statement we write down maximum is c. Now, what happens if a is not greater than b? Then we can say b is greater than a. So, in else part we can assume that b is greater than a, and if b is also greater than c, then what we can say? B is also maximum. So, in else part, if condition is true, which is b greater than c, we can say maximum number is b. And what if else part is executed? Now, b is greater than c and b is greater than a and b is not greater than c. What does it mean? It means c is a maximum. So, in else we write down maximum is c. Now, this is a little bit difficult to understand, but still in some case we require these nested if statement. Now, you can try to execute what will happen for various values of a, b and c, which is shown on screen. For example, a is 10, b is 20 and c is 30. Now, I will explain these value execution, but for remaining value you have to trace your code. For example, a is 10. So, first if condition is false, because 10 is not greater than 20. So, else part is executed. Now, in else part 20 is b is greater than c is written inside if. So, 20 is not greater than 30. So, else part of else block is executed, which prints maximum is 30. So, this is how it works. Now, you have to trace out in this manner for remaining values of a, b and c, and try to write down your answer on your paper. The next form of if is if else if ladder, which is a multiple if conditions, but only one at a time must be executed. So, the general form of if else if ladder is, first we write down if condition, if it is true then statement is executed associated with if first if condition is false then second else if condition is executed. If it is true, the statement associated with these if condition is executed. If it is false, program will check for third if condition and so on. If all the conditions are false, the last else part is executed. So, the if statements are executed from top down manner, which is starting from first to last, and if any of the condition is true, then that associated statements are executed and the entire ladder is terminated or bypassed. So, this is how if else if ladder is works. It works faster than simple if else condition, and now we take one example how this if else ladder works. Now, we take previous example. We want to find out maximum of 3 number. So, what is condition for maximum is first number should be greater than second and third number. So, in first if condition we write down A is greater than B, and these two double ampersand is a logical AND operator which returns true if both the conditions are true. So, if A is greater than B and A is greater than C, what we can say is A is maximum. Now, we find out maximum, we need not to check whether B is a maximum or not, C is a maximum or not. So, what will happen if A is maximum, the system dot out dot println prints A is maximum and the rest of the if conditions are bypassed. Suppose B is maximum, then first condition is false. So, it will check second else if condition, and if B is a maximum then this condition holds true. So, what will happen? The system dot out dot println prints B is a maximum, and in third if condition we check whether C is a maximum. If it is so, we print C is a maximum. If none of these is maximum, what we can assume that either values are not distinct or there may be multiple maximum numbers. So, in last else part we write down more than one maximum, or you can also print values are similar or not distinct. So, this is how if else ladder works. The last statement in selection statement is a switch statement. The switch statement is a multi-way branch statement, and we can say it is a better alternative for if else ladder. It provides easy way to execute different parts of code based on the value of an expression. Now, what you have to remember is that these expression must be of type short, byte, integer or character. Other values are not permitted, and you can use switch as a part of the statement sequence of an outer switch. That means, like nested if, nested switch is also permitted. Now, we look what is the general form of switch statement. So, on screen you can see the general form of switch statement. Here we write down switch, which is our keyword, and then we have to write down expression which represent byte, short, integer or character value, and inside switch curly braces we write down different cases. For example, case with value 1, what will happen if value 1 is provided by expression 1, then certain statements are executed and break is used to terminate switch statement. So, suppose value 1 is provided by expression 1, first case is executed and whatever action we want to take, we write down inside these and then we write down break. If you do not write down break, all the cases are executed until break encounters. So, you have to terminate every case with break statement, and we can write down different set of value for which statement sequence are executed, and in last we write down break. Now, what will happen if expression does not match with any of the value which is a written inside case? So, in that case default statement which is written in last is executed. So, inside default case we write down what to print when match is not found. Generally, we display some information or error message inside default statement. Now, how this works? The value of expression is compared with each of the literal value in case statement. If match is found, the code sequence following that case statement is executed, and if none of the constant matches the value of the expression, then the default statement is executed. Now, we understand better by taking one simple example. So, suppose we want to write down program for simple arithmetic calculator and we want to provide user with option addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So, in that case we can take operator from user and based on operator we can perform arithmetic operation. So, on screen you can see that our operator may be assigned some value which is a plus in our case, and we have two integer variable n1 which is equal to 10 and n2 which is equal to 20, and we want to perform operation based on value of operator which is of type character, and we want to store result inside these result variable which is initially assigned to 0. So, we write down switch on n, and suppose value of n is plus, then we perform addition inside result which is n1 plus n2, and then we print whatever we get by adding n1 and n2 which is addition is result, and then we write down break. Otherwise, remaining case statements will be executed. If it is minus, we will perform subtraction and display result on screen and we break. Similarly, other cases are executed whenever value of asterisk or slash is encountered in n. Now, if n does not hold any of these value, the default statement is executed and it prints you have entered invalid operator. Now, remember you need not to write down break here because default is the last statement. So, it will automatically terminated switch. So, this is how our switch statements works. Now, you might be confused when to use if else ladder and when to use switch. So, here is a comparison between if and switch statement. Now, we can say if is a less efficient, a computer can efficiently execute switch statement. So, we can say a switch is more efficient. Now, in case of if statement, we terminate a statement sequence by curly braces, and the break statement is used to terminate statement sequence in case of switch statement, and if can be evaluated any type of Boolean expression. We shown many expression that can be executed by if, but switch can only test for equality. So, this is the only advantage of if, that it can evaluate any type of Boolean expression. Otherwise, switch is better for menu driven program. So, I hope you understand the difference between if and switch. Now, in all the example we have assigned constant value to variable, but in real programming you need to enter data from user and you have to accept value which is entered by user. So, how to accept value from user we discuss next. So, we use scanner class to take value entered by user. It is a class which can parse primitive types, which is a basic data types, and string using regular expression. A scanner breaks its inputs into tokens using a delimiter pattern, which is by default matches white space. That means, you can enter multiple value in single line separated by space, and scanner will automatically return you each of these value and converts it into desired data type. The resulting tokens may then be converted into values of different types using various next method. Now, we take one example to understand better. In red line we write down scanner SC is equal to new scanner, and in bracket we write down system dot in. Like system dot out, which refers to standard output device, system dot in refers to standard input device, which is a keyboard. Now, scanner class can also read data from file. So, in source here we specify keyboard. You can also specify instance of file, but here we want to read data from keyboard. So, we write down system dot in, and suppose user we want to accept integer data from user, we can write down sc dot next integer. So, it will read data, convert it into integer if it is possible, and assign these integer value to some variable which is I in this case. So, we can say we can use scanner class to read data from user. Now, scanner class provides various types of methods to read different types of primitive data. So, what are those methods? We look at those methods. So, on screen you can see various methods provided by scanner class. The first method is a next. So, it returns the next token from the scanner and return type is string. Suppose you want to read entire line, you can use next line. So, it moves the scanner position to the next line and returns the value as a string. Similarly, we have next byte, next short, next integer, next long, next float and next double method to return appropriate data from and keyboard entered by user. So, these are the some methods of scanner class. Now, in today's session we discussed two important control selection statements. First is if and switch. We also discussed various forms of if statement and difference between if and switch. We learn about scanner class, which is used to read input from the keyboard. In next session, we write down program which demonstrate use of if else, if else ladder and switch statement. So, we write down three programs that you can shown on screen. The first program is to find maximum of 3 numbers entered by user, that you can try yourself, because we have already discussed the logic using nested if and if else ladder, but still we write down that program in next session. We also write down program to print mark sheet of a student. We take 3 subjects marks from student and print its total result and grade based on certain conditions shown on screen, and in last we write down menu driven program to create simple arithmetic calculator using switch statement. Before we write down these program, you can try these program yourself and you can match your program with what we write down in next session. So, I hope you enjoy this session. Thank you and happy learning.
स्वाध्याय टीवी